inequality, and there are many initiatives around the world fighting for gender, racial, and many other types of equality. If I told you some statistics that have something to do with inequality, you would be shocked, guaranteed. Did you know that 94.2% of administrative assistants are women? Only a measly 5.8% of men occupy this job. Women earn 10% of the world's income and own less than 1% of the world's property. Now, the final statistic I'm going to tell you is quite sad, but I'm going to say it anyways because it proves how big of an issue inequality actually is. 60% of the world's chronically hungry are women and girls. Now that I've administered that inequality is still a thing, I'm going to move on to talking about my actual topic. There's this common opinion that everyone is equal, but a few weeks ago, when I started developing this EVOLV talk, I began to think about that actual phrase, everyone is equal. I realized this opinion isn't technically correct, as everyone isn't equal. But before you make up your mind about me, just hear me out. I know I said that everyone isn't equal, and that's true. Everyone doesn't have equal rights to job positions, higher salaries, or maybe even a raise. But what if somebody is not suited to a job that they apply for, and are chosen just because of their gender or race? Picture this. A man who isn't that great at writing and sees the world in black and white applies for a job as a journalist. A woman who is incredible at writing and provides an interesting perspective on stories also applies for this job. The people hiring know the woman is more capable, yet they still choose the man. Why? Inequality, of course. This is a great example of gender inequality, but that's not what I'm discussing today. And in a few seconds, you'll understand why I told you the story if I'm not even talking about the topic. This could also apply with racial inequality. Let's go back to the story of the woman and the man, but change around the details a tiny bit. Let's say the woman is incredible at writing, but the night before her interview, she doesn't get a full night's rest. This makes her slack off, which makes the man seem superior and more capable. After the woman is rejected for the job, she goes back to her friends, tells them all about it, and they ask why. Now you may think I'm writing myself a little play here, but what I'm really trying to do is come up with an example that could happen in real life. Anyways, back to the scenario. The woman acts surprised when she tells her friends the whole story, yet she leaves out the bit about how she wasn't trying her best. She says, "The company didn't choose me because I'm a woman." This lady has used the inequality card. So, in a nutshell, what is the inequality card? It's using inequality as an excuse to make yourself seem better and someone seem like they have made you a victim of inequality. So, now that I've explained my topic, the inequality card, I'm going to answer some questions I asked myself about it, way back when I started making this talk. Should people use it? I honestly think it's unfair to use this card on people for 3 reasons. 1, it doesn't benefit anyone. 2, it makes you seem kind of weak because you haven't fought for what you wanted. And 3, it makes somebody else look bad in other people's eyes for something that they haven't done. I mean, let's go back to the topic of the company. They rejected the woman because she wasn't doing her best. But since she used the inequality card and said that the company didn't choose her because she's a woman, she is making them seem like bad people in everyone else's eyes. Fortunately, I haven't had to deal with inequality, so I've never had to play this card. Unfortunately, this means I can't give you my personal experience with it. However, I have given you my opinion, so hopefully that can guide you in some way. I can't tell anyone to stop using this card because you never know when it's being played or when it's a genuine thing, because unfortunately, inequality is still around. Hopefully, no one has to come across a time where they feel it's necessary to use this misguided approach. As I mentioned before, some people may have genuinely dealt with inequality and were just telling others about it. So whether you think someone is playing this card or not, just be respectful and try to comfort them. Thank you for listening to my talk. I hope you enjoyed.